All right, my bad. I don't know what just had. This shit just cut out like super crazy. I'm surprised it didn't cut all the way out. But what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. Shout out to all you wonderful people. I'm not even gonna try to do a fancy monologue. Y'all wanna go to the patio? Let me let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? I'm gonna get live. We're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna tell you guys I'm grossly ill prepared for tonight. And I'm gonna explain why in just a moment. Let me see something. I have this screen here and I don't know if it even works. I should be using it, and I don't think it does. All right, let's just do this right here. Okay. No, it does. I gotta fix that. All right, so give me just a moment, and let me let these dogs out, and we go get up. We're gonna have a very good conversation tonight because I think this is a conversation a lot of people aren't privy to, but may or may not want to be privy to. Right? So we're gonna get into that. Give me just like 32 seconds. Belt to ass for barking dogs. You understand me? No treats. All right, all right, all right. Again, my apologies for that. So let's get into a nice conversation. Shout out to Prop. Shout out to Professor Trill. Good to see you, gentlemen. Let me see here. Oh, let me fix the top chat. Make sure you're in the live chat, not the top chat. Got a lot of stuff I've been working on, right? A lot of sophisticated. My bad, I didn't see it. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to be in the live chat because they don't even show everything in the top chat. That's the crazy part about it. They be leaving niggas out deliberately and shit. That's wild. All right, so like I said tonight, we're going to talk about being the only black guy in a white friend group. Now, I said I've had this experience because I've been in multiple friends. I'd be the only black guy in a Hispanic friend group. I'd be the only black guy in a white friend group. One time went to a karate class with some Asian friends. They kicked my ass. I was the only black guy there, though. I don't know if that was racially motivated or not, but that never happened. But anyway, I'm just saying, I've been the only black guy in an all-black friend group. So, I mean, it can get complicated. It can get real weird sometimes. So you got to just really be cautious about things and your surroundings. But the reason I bring this up is because there's been a couple of events recently. One we've talked about here for a couple of nights, the Noel situation, and it's peculiar because you're hearing a lot of interesting stuff with that. People saying now they went back, they actually rode back on the boat because they had a Life 360 on the phone, right? And the phone showed that it was back on the island. So apparently they went back to somebody's house and was hanging out. But we'll get into that. You know, that's not necessarily where I want to focus tonight. Then there was another incident that it made me think of, and shout out to D the Gamma because she brought this up the other day. She was like, "Man, there's a lot of these incidents going on." A while back, I don't know if y'all remember the lady. She was the only black. One moment, dog's coming inside. No sir. No sir. Just like that. You like some niggas, you can't get you niggas shit. Now, so like I was saying, it's just that it was a situation with a black lady, and she was like the only black lady in her friend group. With a bunch of white ladies had a sleepover, and then she turns up missing. And then there was a situation where I think just recently at some music festival, it was a gentleman they were saying who had took his cohorts to the music festival, paid for it, kind of like that situation with the black girl up in Mexico or down in Mexico. And next thing you know, before the festival's over with, he's hanging from a tree, right? And people are saying, well, he wasn't suicidal. Medics saw him. You know, those festivals, they have a lot of what they call harm retention. And so harm retention is like if you do drugs, okay, and not like regular drugs. It's if you do drugs, crazy drugs, right? So, yeah, you know, it's just to make sure, hey man, that you don't do yourself dirty by doing these drugs. They probably have like test kits and I'm sure like Narcan and all that type of shit. Hits joint. But they said that, you know, I guess he had some interaction with them and they were like, you know, they saw him not that long before the body was found. And so there's suspected foul play there, right? And so it's just, it kind of brings up the question, is it dangerous to be the only black guy or black girl. I guess maybe like Clueless on some shit. Everybody been giving Stacey Dash a lot of shit. Because she had the Bo Dereks with the Around the Way girl going on. Right? That ain't Bo Derek. I don't fucking know what the shit be called. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give it to Bo Derek, goddammit. But yeah, so they're mad at her because she was doing Around the Way girl. I don't give a damn what y'all said about Stacey. I don't care what y'all said about Stacey. One, please. Anyway, but get into it. Like, so you look at it. So is it dangerous? Is it a bad thing? And I know that the Den is interesting because it brings together an eclectic group of people from all walks of life, from various backgrounds and understandings, beliefs, and perspectives. And I find that's what I find so interesting about the Den. But I also know that some of the people come here because there's a relatability with, me, with people here. And like I said, me being a guy who has been the only Negro amongst other cultures, other racial groups or whatever, Peter, if you don't shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, I'm talking. And this nigga want to start howling and singing and shit. He wants some damn attention. Here. But, yeah. And he ain't going to eat you. I wasn't on camera. I'd elbow drop your ass right now. Anyway, but yeah, so is it dangerous, right? And so I say that people relate to it because I've been that guy. I've been the only friend. And I'm sure that many of you have been in scenarios, if not, extended friend groups that you may have been the only person there. You may have been on a work situation, right? And you were the only one there. You may have been at a club, right? You have a friend takes you to the club. Oh man, it's cool, man. Nobody's gonna see you, and or nobody's gonna matter. You go in there and like the fucking record scratches. You know what I mean? Like off the fucking movies. You go in that bitch and you hear that shit, that fucking noise. Everybody turn their head and look at you like, what is this nigga doing here? I feel like I've been in those situations. I feel like I've probably been in one or two of those and either didn't know it or just didn't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So you've been told, yeah, the token Negro. That's right. That's the word. Token. Like on, and that shit was so funny on South Park when they found out it was Token, like after, what was it? J.R. Token or whoever. I don't know the artist. I don't read the books. I don't read those books. I'm not into fantasy books. I'm not into what is it, fiction? I'm not into fiction. Yeah. I'm not into fiction books. I like real stuff. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't have much of an imagination, I guess. But yeah, and you've just been there, right? And there's an interesting thing we talk about, or the black folks talk about, called code switching. Now, have you ever felt like that was a thing to do? Do you keep it real? Don't pull out the 9, Jamal. Do you keep it real? Do you ask yourself? Or does it matter on the situation? And then again, when we talk about keeping it real and acting yourself, like, why is it always determined that behaving a certain way, which could be considered appropriate or approved by societal norms, is non-black, right? Why do we look at it like that? Why is that the perspective? Certain folks, the mods right now, not everybody, the mods right now in the Den Discord have the ability, if you're watching, if you're not in the YouTube chat, that's all, folks. You can do GIF files from the Discord if you're listening in on the Discord. I've added some special features just to add a little bit of liveness. Eventually, I'm not going to open it up to everybody because that's just a power that you can't trust people with, right? You can't just like let everybody be able to go willy-nilly with with art on the stream. It's going to be some off the wall shit going on. So that's what I say is right now, it is the privilege is restricted, right? But then eventually, because it's being able to filter things and doing shit live, so it's restricted. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that eventually pans out. But right, so like, and my thing is like I wouldn't say hunting, but I've been to the woods, I've been to boating, I've been, various places with being the only one, like I said, I had a white friend who was very good friends with his family, everybody was cool as far as I know. They were the first people to teach me about being a positive and a negative person. I had no idea what the fuck it meant when they tried to explain it to me, right? Like, just had no concept of it. It just didn't make sense to me. Like, especially at that age, it just didn't, like, just didn't make sense to me, right? And later on in life, it's very somewhat thankful because I can kind of recall it. Because you'd be like, they're like, Ed, you're the most negative person I know. You're such a good person, but you're just the most negative person I know. And I don't understand it, right? And I didn't know what that meant. I had no idea, right? Niggas wasn't. Like, people don't know boats. I know some niggas with some boats. Niggas and boats in America have had a very interesting relationship. So I can understand that. I can understand the first niggas and boat situation. Let's just say the boats won. You know what I'm saying? So niggas might have claimed the boats back with that little shit. What was that? That brawl that happened in Alabama? Or even though I don't think there was no niggas on no boats, but I think niggas just niggas took boats back with the brawl. Now we're boat acceptable. But nah, man. It's a situation where, like I said, I've been very placed. So like when we had this conversation, like, and I can understand there's black people who just have never dealt with white folks, don't trust them, don't deal with them, don't like them, have a prejudice against them. I know we can say black people can't. And niggas can be prejudiced. Niggas can be racist. Niggas can be all that shit. Niggas can be president. If niggas can be president, niggas can be racist. You can be anything the fuck you want to be, right? But like I'm saying, it's just that, yeah, it's been situations where I can understand where there are black people just like, no, I wouldn't trust it. Because their only real interactions with white people are basically the same way most white people have interaction with black people. Right? Seeing them on TV, seeing them on the news, seeing them on some shit like that, right? And that's how you, because you don't hang with them. You might have like one or two at work, depending on where you work. I don't know. Government jobs can be questionable. But depending on where you work, but for the most part, you don't necessarily socialize, right? And so your perception and your view is going to be what you see from the only source that you get it from is a third party or the algorithm that you feed into, right? And so I get it. I get how it works both ways. I understand it. I don't blame anybody. But the way I look at it is everything is a case by case basis. That's my view on, like, I don't care about your race. Like I said, the same way I don't give a fuck about the nigga being black. I don't give a fuck about you being white. I don't give a fuck about you being Hispanic. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Right? My whole deal is both big ass. Oh, hey, I like that. I gotta use that. I got to use that on an actual boat, though, right? Like I got to use that. Yeah, I got to make plans. But no, but seriously though, you know, and so I get it. Like I understand. Some people have had those interactions. I personally say in the South, it's not the way people make it sound. It's people on the West Coast and people in the East, right? And I mean, like the East is like that. Like the East Coast and West Coast. This is why I prefer the South. I mean, I love the South. It is what it is. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Is East Coast West, they have that subtle racism. How you doing? They get you with the fake smile. And then, I'm calling 911. There's a black guy walking in my neighborhood. In the South, if a person is really racist, and it's 9 times out of 10, they're not. They're just honest. And they just might not like you, and you just might happen to be a different race, right? Like in the South, motherfuckers going to tell you exactly how they feel. Like, it ain't going to be a lot of that hiding that shit. It ain't going to be a lot of that, you know, whatever. So if a motherfucker is racist or you have belief that, you're gonna know, right? Like in the South, they're gonna be to crack some jokes. One too many, like, you know, haha. Yeah, Jethro, that's funny. Just funny, you know. It's just you gotta, but a lot of people don't have discernment, right? Honestly, a lot of people don't have discernment. J Mel, what's the motherfucking deal? Mailman in the building. But like I said, it's just it's discernment with the people you hang out. Some people want to hang out in some social circles so bad that they don't acknowledge the danger that they put themselves in. They don't acknowledge the problems that they're in. They don't acknowledge like the little subtle things that signal you're in danger. You know what I mean? Like they don't notice those little things. And so that's how these type of situations occur. But again, I don't know, and I gotta look more into the details of the one with the festival, but it's crazy. It's super crazy, right? Because at this point, and I blame Gen Z. I blame Gen Z niggas. I blame Gen Z niggas, right? Right? Oh yeah, they're gonna hit you with the hard ER, right? They're gonna in the South. You gonna catch one of them demeaning tones. I was about to say I hit them back with that shit. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you with the boy before you hit me with that. Hey, you wanna see a motherfucker get man? Come on. I'm telling you, like it's it's levels of shit. That's why I get highly upset when I see black people crash out and just go dumb and lose everything because somebody called them a nigger. It's like, really? Nigga. You didn't come up roasting in high school? Like, if you don't burn this motherfucker up and go on about your business, you know what I'm saying? But you didn't let this motherfucker make you, what do they call it? Chimp out. And you done fell for the trap, right? And that's the thing. Like, you done fell for the trap. That's your fault. Like, at what point, you know what I'm saying? Stop. And I call them balls first, so I let them know I'm one of the good ones. Stop. Yeah, it's chestnut checkers, man. It's chestnut checkers, man. That's, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even mad at you. I'm not mad at you because it's so true. That's what niggas don't understand the art of subtlety. You know what I'm saying? And that's why niggas just be just going dumb. And that's why you see a lot of people like hanging out with people that are bad for them. And you just like, why? Or dating people that are bad for them to be around. Like, I think this kind of thing applies to kind of every kind of little concept. Like, motherfuckers will be hanging around niggas who, you know, I was just watching the shit the other day. Nigga was, I think TD sent me that shit. Fucking TD. All right, shout out to Delta. Fucking TD sent me this shit. The nigga got the little broad, she all up on him. And the little homeboy like kind of pushing on him and all that. And it's like, bro, one, that ain't your boy. That ain't your boy in no kind of way. That nigga wanted to fight that nigga so bad to try to prove something in front of her. Like, that's a weak ass nigga with no game. And so he gonna try, like, and I'm not like, look, if y'all niggas don't understand how this shit work, bro, there's some niggas that you may think might be the most gangster niggas you ever met. Right, that nigga gangster. That nigga got nothing with the hoes, right? So he gonna do some old punk shit, right? To try to jockey for a position. You got to watch out for niggas like that. You got to be ahead of them, right? You got to be, that's why I say you got to be aware. You got to be aware type of motherfucker. And you be seeing it. Like, you can see it happening to other motherfuckers. You be like, oh, not me. It's just waiting for your opportunity. You got to be careful, right? Right? You said the word don't have power because we gave it power. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crack hug pink. Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you, here's the thing about the N-bomb, the nigger, right? I'm supposed to have a nigger counter on here. But the nigger counter, like, about the word niggas, like, how are we taking it as a term of endearment and then still getting mad? But like, you can't divide. Like, I get it. It's the color of the person who says it. Really, it just makes me more, bro. You gotta understand. Like, I'm gonna teach you how to beat racism in one easy step. It fucking no, like, if a motherfucker goes for the hard ER, that's their nuclear. That's their nuclear option, right? If a motherfucker hits you with the hard ear, that's their that means green light, go. Not to spark off on them, or not to spur off on one of them fools like my Dallas partner. You say, man, I'm about to spur that fool. Like, you're gonna do what? You like the Spurs, San Antonio Spurs? Spurs? You spur you a Spur jacket? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna spur that fool. I guess that was stealing off on the nigga. They was gonna spur him. Maybe they were gonna spare him. I don't know. But like I said, it's just it's the N word, bro. Like, once somebody hits that, that's the best they have, and at that point, they expect you to lose your shit. That's when you smile, right? And then that's right, right. Oh, no, like, but like what I'm saying, like, you can't just let people get like that. Look, and that's ultimately what it is, though, because it doesn't matter, right? Because in the same way, this is what a lot of us do. and I wish we didn't. Like, and this is why I say, like, with me, racism, and I'm gonna open up the line here in a little bit. Give me just a minute. With racism, it's always the very last option for me, right? And I know some people, oh, because you're a coon, Honcho. That's why it's the fucking last option for you. I know a coon nigga when I see one. It's not that. It's because it's the only way of filtering your views that I think is, I won't say just make it more emotional. Maybe if it's like friends, family, something like that, depending on if it's close. But if you automatically put it through the lens of racism, you've skewed it with this bias that it might not be. It might just be pure malice, right? Motherfucker might, and I'm not saying that anybody killed anybody. I'm not speculating on that. I'm just saying why people do things, people get in hateful groups, right? It might not just be, a motherfucker just might not like you. He might have got the little hoe he like. Motherfucker might have been cool for forever. It could be some subtle shit. Like, that's why I think I try to keep all thought processes open, right? Like, I don't believe in just kind of close your mind. Ruby, good evening. How are you doing this evening? Good to see you. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. And the new gangster shit, brother, I don't. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all boy, young boy, man? I'm not a fan of the music. It might have been 2 or 3 little songs I heard. But all I know is, like, when that shit come on, young people go dumber than they already are. Right? Like, it's like a spaz session. It gets real wild. But anyway, I guess he hating on Future and drop some shit. Like, and the motherfucker just be sitting there. It's just like, I thought niggas was just clowning. Like, I didn't really know.
Nigga talk like this, you know, and just say that nigga did some old pussy ass shit, you know, and this, you know what he did.
This nigga biting all on his finger shit. And it's just like, oh, he really talks like that. He really talks.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you know, I just want to.
It's just weird. It's weird. Like, I don't know if this nigga on medication or what, nigga. That nigga, I believe it too. Like, it's the craziest shit. This nigga like, hey, you know, I guess one of Future artists, and the nigga like, nigga, you started with me. Like, I don't even know why you, like, the nigga just sitting there thinking and I guess getting his head. I don't know, man. But it's like, what does it say? What does it say when, like, one of the top artists, one of the number one artists or who out right now is like that, and the fans know it. They're very much so aware of the behavior. That tells you about the generation we're in. Like, imagine if we had access to stars back in the 90s like we do now. I'm finna go on a Honcho rant for a little bit, then I'm gonna open up the mic, right? Imagine if you saw Tupac laying in his bed.
Yeah, you really know hit him up. That nigga Biggie Smiles a bitch.
And just doing some little weird shit. You would look at this nigga like, this nigga twirling this little bandana and shit. Like, you would look at this nigga like, in the 90s, that shit would not fly, nigga. That shit would not be accepted. It would be over with. That's what I say. It's a different generation. And the gap in the generation is like, I don't understand. I don't like, it's like, have I been that tuned out? And I like to think I'm a person that tries to stay, you know, abreast of things. Like, not that I'm going to be into all the new trends. I just like to know what's going on, right? Like, so you can't get hit with the okie doke. Like, you want to know what's happening, how motherfuckers pulling the rug from under you, what the new lingo with motherfuckers might be talking about you in your face, calling you some crazy shit you don't even know. So you just try to be on top of things. Like I say, not necessarily be all in it. I can't like a lot of it, but it's just like how bad it got. So, it feels like so quickly. But in reality, it wasn't that quick. It happened gradually in our motherfucking face. It would not be. But like I said, but back then you couldn't get away with that shit, right? Like it's all weird to me. Like why do gangsters use the social media more than anybody these days? The gangsters don't. They need a new. Maybe Thug is probably more ideal. These thugs, because Thug kind of just. Thug, to me, like, gangster insinuates some form of organization and sensibility and structure. Motherfuckers ain't got no structure. Like, motherfuckers be in gangs with no structure. Niggas just really be in crews or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't really be in gangs. But it's just like, it's it's crazy to me, man. I don't know. It's a wild world we live in. Let me bring it back. like I said, it's just a different time because it's just certain shit that is cool now. Like I just don't understand it. Like I seen what's the little nigga they like? What's the little nigga they like? I've never heard his music, and then I accidentally heard his music the other day, and it was terrible. Niggas to be looking on, they got to like the Playboy Cardi. Playboy Cardi. Look, I'm talking about this nigga TD right there. That nigga TD sent me the video of the hating ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say you gotta watch the motherfuckers that be in your circle. But those signs already show. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch motherfuckers. Like, that's why a lot of these stories when you hear about a kid, and it might have been a good kid and he done got and something happened to him, it's generally because he's trying to be cool with a nigga who don't have any good intentions in mind for him. Motherfuckers will be cool with you for a long time till they got you on the right time just to get the drop on you. Like, so it's a dynamic when it comes to relationships, and not even just man to woman, just, you know, all kind of personal relationships with friends, family, whatever. You have to understand and see the signs. You have to be aware of the actions that are going on around you, right? You can't just get overly comfortable and believe always all. And I'm like, I hate to say it because, like, not to be annoyed. That's kind of why we are the way we are now. Like, everybody's annoyed at everybody. It's not hard to find good friends, right? But I'll tell you this: what a lot of people feel like is the good friends aren't the fun friend, right? Because a good friend gonna tell you the real shit that you need to hear, and it might be, hey, slow your punk ass down, right? You need to chill out. It might just be some shit that's going, you know, you need to regulate yourself. You need to regulators. You need to motherfucking get yourself together. You need to, they're gonna tell you the shit that's not gonna be fun. They're not gonna be the one, hey, fuck it, bitch, let's go out and party. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so people tend to avoid those good friends, or like I said, people got your A, B, and D. Nah, man, I've been seeing the streamer shit. And A, B, and Dean just took over, man. My nigga Rampage was killing these two goofy ass niggas. And them niggas so weird. And again, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I fuck with Rampage shit. This A, B, and Dean shit is weird. Like, A, B is weird to me. And A, B is like what A, B should be in the bracket, in the bracket we're in. Like, maybe I'm not. Maybe how old is A, B? How old is A, B? I might be wrong. He might be younger than what I think. But that nigga, like in a situation, man, there you go. A, B, and Dean. Dean, from what I would see a lot of time, would be trying to, like, look out for that nigga A, B. And A, B will try to pull his card in front of niggas or talk real greasy in front of niggas, in front of it, like, and just talk crazy, like real disrespectful to him. Why? Because I know, we all know that A, B could beat the dog shit out of Dean anytime he wants to, right? Right? And it's like, I get it. But nigga, you ain't got no humility to the point where this nigga brought you back. This nigga resuscitated your existence. Made you feel like yourself again. Brought you back to a meal again. You know what I'm saying? And nigga will be telling about, hey man, stop giving all your money away. Hey man, stop, doing this and this. And it just, to me, it'd be weird because, like, it would just, or Dean would get on the bitches. I see like a little clip, Dean got on the bitches, and then, what's his name? Hey, nah, woo. It's like, oh, come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. But I don't know what happened. I know they was talking about giving that nigga AB his own camera. I'm going to be honest, I don't think it'll be good because it's a couple of niggas I've seen try to talk to that nigga real. And there's been a lot of people I've seen, like, you can tell, like, they're benefiting off that nigga, and they, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so you been sober now? Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, because ain't they training for something? I ain't seen the thing, but I saw something about some training. But it's just like, it's niggas who was trying to push that drink in your hand, trying to encourage you to do that shit, make a fool of yourself and do all that dumb shit. You know what I mean? It's like, look, hey. I mean, like I said, I just be catching a little clip. I don't be all the way in. I'm a clip watcher. And a clip watcher in this day and age is probably the equivalent of a headline reader. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the day, you read some shit out. The something was bombed and destroyed, and you half-ass read it, and you don't go telling people what's going on. That's what a clip was. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, but I'm that nigga. I ain't gonna look. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't be watching shit like that. I fell asleep on the motherfucking the thing. Was gonna watch the McGregor fight. I ain't know that nigga fell out and collapsed. That nigga ain't got it no more. I ain't realize that nigga, like that's how I'm telling you. I gotta be time. I didn't realize he ain't fought in like 5 years. That's crazy. I didn't realize he hasn't fought in like 5 years. That nigga went out there and pulled a hammy or some shit. I don't know what happened to that nigga. I woke up like the next day or later on. I just seen that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he tried to do the kick and he ain't land that hoe correctly. Then the rumor started. He heard it in camp. Really, it was at the gloves. You could tell. And it was, that nigga ain't been the same since fucking Khabib converted that nigga to whatever religion he is, nigga. Because Khabib took that nigga's soul. Like, that nigga kind of thought that shit was a game. Khabib, this is life, nigga. That blew his knee out. Ay, yikes. It's over with, brother. It ain't no point. You made too much money. You done too much. Like, for what? To come back and fight for what? You're not going to be, you say it's hurt the breast cup, you can tell. Like I say, my thing is like, it's like, what are you gaining? Like, what are you going to get? But I guess, man, I don't know. He probably got paid good to fight. That's probably why he didn't pull out. But ultimately, like, it probably was going to be the case anyway. You know what I'm saying? You fighting, I'm not knocking Holloway and shit, but are you really fighting for something? Yeah, exactly. Like, are you fighting for something? Because you got the, I know he had something going on with BKFC. I know he had something with the little whiskey shit going on or whatever. I know he had a lot of other things going on. But, you know, Connor's a wild man. Hey, live your life. I ain't mad at you. It is what it is, I suppose. I suppose it is. All right, so give me just a second. Let me get some things in order here. Ay. I ain't the none of the phone needs to be charged, my friend. Should have did the other thing. I wasn't thinking. All right. Oh, that's what he said. Why the fuck did you come back? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was a little paper, a little paper. You know what I'm saying? Really, if he was supposed to come back, but nah, you know, because he's not American, so it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say come back to what you know. That's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, let me get this connected. Let's get the line open. I want to talk. If you have been, give me a second. Let me get it together. If you have been the only individual in a group amongst another race, especially a group of all the other same race, you know, I don't want to hear any of your multicultural diversity stories. You can stick that up your ass. I don't want to hear that bullshit. And my friend group was diverse, so we were all equal. We were like fucking the Captain Planet people. We just all loved each other. Earth, fire, wind, fire, heart. Yeah, somebody had a monkey. You know, like it's like, man, nah, hell nah. That's what I'm saying. Like that would have been the one, but yeah, it was just, well, Connors. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yeah, so if you have been a part of a friend group, if you have been the token, any token whiteys in here, if you have had to be the token Hispanic, the token anything, right? I had to be a token for a long time because I was the only black kid. Like I was in the the gate class, the gifted and talent thing, which I find is probably like just weaponized autism or some crazy shit. Like they were doing experiments on niggas and making niggas drink weird liquids and shit. I don't remember none of that shit. I remember the shit, but I don't remember shit. That's what I tell you, my memory is terrible. But like when I've fallen down the rabbit hole. I ain't been on TikTok since, you know, Talk ticked. But I used to go down these rabbit holes about the gifted intelligence program, and it's crazy because I'm like, you know what? Why? Because yeah. But I was the only black kid in those classes, right? Right. There would be like a girl would come every now and then, but she always like move whenever they're like very long. And everybody, you already know what they thought. Oh, it's the black guy. There's a black girl. Like whenever the black chick came to South Park, what was her name? What's her name? Nikki? What is the black girl's name? Nicole? Is that Nicole on South Park? And everybody's like talking. It was the story of my fucking life. look at him. It's a black girl in the gate class. It's be for you, Honcho. Why? You know what I'm saying? What you say? You say I want to beat who ass? TD, you talking about Connor? Yeah, if his fucking leg was broken, yeah, I beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? But nah, all right, let me get ready over the live. But again, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope that life is treating you good. I hope that the world is giving you what you want. I'm on a little fast. I don't know how long of a fast will be. It might just be a little 24-hour fast. Because I was running late. I told you I was going to tell you why I was running late. I was running late cooking and shit. I'm trying to learn how to cook like an old slave, right? With my ham hock and my beans. When the reckoning comes, you know, I have plenty of rice and plenty of beans for the reckoning. So if ain't nothing else, I have that. See, you know what? Yeah, nigga, he should have caught him the first time. In the video, yeah. The nigga in the video in the first time, he should have caught him the first time because the nigga hit him the first time, like while he got told, like nigga, you already tensed up. You already like you showing a whole bunch of what, and the nigga already kind of had leverage and position on. He was just waiting, like he set it up. He was really trying to agitate the nigga. The nigga was trying to be cool in front of the hoes, and then whatever, and she liking the shit because it's whatever. She still gonna fuck with old buddy because he just trying to posture up, right? She gonna fuck with old buddy because it made the nigga she ground look super weak. It made that nigga look super weak, But again, it's like you let that nigga get into a position where, he had leverage on you, had advantage on you. You know what I'm saying? You seen the nigga was hating. You knew the nigga was a hater before then. You know what I'm saying? You might have been talking about the bitch coming through this, and this. He might have been a little too inquisitive about the bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of little shit like niggas you gotta be aware of. It's like things you gotta pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you gotta inquire. And I mean, people gonna do what they gonna do ultimately. And so you gotta be able to rock with that. But sometimes you need to be aware of what people are doing in real time because it can be hazardous to you. It can be dangerous. It could cost you your life. Right? So that's all I'm saying about that. But yeah, it would have been some consequences and repercussions. Smoke in the city. But yeah, I'm trying to debate if I'm going to end it at midnight or I don't know. Anyway, let me put the number up there. Have you ever been? I got a few other things I still got to work on up here. I got to figure out what I'm doing here because I got too much stuff taking up real estate. I might have to. Excuse me. I may have to shrink some things. Let's see what we're doing here. The pistachio leaderboard don't even need to be there. You don't need to be fucking with pistachios like this. We can take that off, right? The little game things. Somebody test a game of blackjack. I need to see something. I'm trying to see something. Just exclamation point blackjack space. However many points you want to wager. If you lose, I'll send them back to you. I just need to see if something else works for besides me. While we're doing that though, let me put the numbers right. 832-779-7043 if you want to call into the line and discuss being the only. But like I said, I've been in multiple groups. I've been in groups being only black on a group of whites, Hispanics, and even different Hispanics, different types. Because you got like, you got to understand, you got like, it's a reason why motherfuckers be like, oh, them Hispanics down in Texas, they be saying nigga and all that. Like Texas Mexicans are a little bit different than I guess maybe the Cali Mexican. And I think the closer they are to the urban area, it's a little bit different. San Antonio is just entirely Hispanic. But yeah, so it's like you have the Authentico Mexican, and then you got like the Urbano. I don't even know if that's a thing. I'm just the Urbano. You got the more urban Hispanic, right? And even being in them groups, it's different, right? So you just kind of understand different dynamics. The more traditional Hispanic, it's always very interesting, right? It's always very interesting. Treat you like family, cook good for you, treat you real good. The Mexican niggas treat you like niggas. I think niggism just runs through races. Just niggerish behavior is just niggerish behavior. It just is what it is, right? Ain't nothing else you can do about it. But like I said, getting back to the gentleman that I was kind of thinking about, and then the lady, is there really a problem? Do you think that there is an issue going on? And there was something else, somebody else had told me, and I didn't follow up on. I'm gonna have to. I want to get a collective of them, and I really want to do a better deep dive. But do you think there is this a low key movement of things happening? Remember that kid in Georgia a long time ago, and I think they found out like they had like took all his innards out. They outed his innards, and they found him like they had stuffed him up with like newspaper, and they found him rolled up in like a gym mat or something. Did anybody ever? I need to look that up. Like I forgot all about that thing. Right? It just now came to mind. I forgot what his name was. But so many little weird, odd cases, that happen that you just have to be kind of cautious. You have to be aware because you can look at it and say, hey, hold on a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's good, huh?
Good. What's going down? It's the mailman. How you doing this evening, mailman?
I'm doing all right. Right?
Good. So, what are your thoughts? I'm kind of talking about. I've heard of this conversation happening a lot lately. Don't let your kid be the only black kid in a group of whites. Don't let your, black and not just your son, but like, do you think that that's a dynamic that as a black man you have to be aware of? Is it just being overhyped because of these situations? Is it any more dangerous than hanging out with any other friend group or any other racial group? What are your thoughts on this?
How many stories have we heard of an all black friend group and them all resting peace into each other compared to the one black dude that died, one saw his wife? What happens more often?
Interesting. Right. Who was that? Who was that made that song? Rapped that song? Was that Kendrick? Maybe that rapped that song about the nigga befriending the nigga because he had to kill him to either get some stripes.
Oh no, that was Joyner.
That was Joyner.
That was
Okay.
Joyner.
Yeah. Right. Like.
Yeah, that was actually a true story.
Yeah. And
Some other dude that got shot with the shotgun.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. Like.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Nigga befriended him. Cool with your mama being just cool. People will do those things and smile in your face. But yeah, so that's why I agree. I said I don't think it's a thing. I think it's just the nature of a person, right? I think it's the nature of a person, and you have to be aware of the nature of a person because the signs will be there. You know what I mean? Of their real intentions. But what about you? Have you been the only guy in a particular friend group, and what experiences have you had? Personal experiences.
Yeah, I've been the only black dude with all the white boys. I was the only black dude on the baseball team. I've been the only nigga on my team. I found myself in that position a lot. And then when I was with one of my exes was Mexican, Earl, we go anywhere, her family, I'd be the only black person.
Okay.
So I've been in a lot of scenarios where I'm the only black.
And out of those scenarios, did any of them make you feel any more uncomfortable than others? Was it just all pretty routine? How would you judge those situations if you were to compare them?
It only got uncomfortable if somebody else made it a big deal that my blackness was an issue or my blackness was rare in the moment. Like everybody else wasn't worried about it because they was used to me. They knew. So it wasn't. I'm not somebody that walk around. I'm a black man first.
Right.
Like, I'm a man first.
Right, exactly.
So like, I think because I carry myself that way, that eventually anybody that knows me thinks of me that way. They don't think of me like. So, but there'll be those times where a new person would come into the fold and they don't know me like that. So they're main thing. So it's a black guy. So, and then at the time I had dreads, like particularly with my ex's people, like I meet some of her uncles and cousins for the first time. They got Lil Wayne jokes, Lil John jokes. I got dreads. That's the only black people they know.
Right.
So, Lil John, there's a lot of standpoint of this ass. I'm not Lil John.
Yeah. I know I think those have been
Usually,
deals I've had.
that usually is the prelude to that is usually, oh, you want to see a nigga? I say, nigga, bitch, I ain't Lil John. Or the Jamaican accent. That pisses me off more than it.
Oh, man.
Like, nigga, I'm not Jamaican just because I got dreads.
You know what's funny is I've had probably more island people mistake me from being some type of islander than anybody else. Like, I'm like, no, man. I don't know nothing about that. Lot of mercy. But yeah.
but and this ain't even no black joke. You is a dark ass nigga, bro. Like you do look like you could be an island.
So on to the next subject. So we were saying that, you know, it could be dangerous.
At least I didn't say an island boy.
I'm an island boy. Oh man, that's the downfall of them niggas getting beat up by Charleston and shit. But anyway.
You wild for even singing that.
Hey, 2026, baby. But nah, but like so like you said, it's some of those you had a little odd inquiries. So, but and now think about maybe associates you have, situations you've been more same race. Do you feel like any of the situations you were in made you any more uncomfortable than any situation you may have been in dealing with black gentlemen?
I've been way more comfortable way more times around my own people than any other group of people. Because, and I think that's like, because I've been in situations where I'm surrounded by white people that don't like me.
Right.
And I still felt more uncomfortable around them.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I know why that is because I know that these motherfuckers don't like me, so I'm already on guard. I'm ready for shit to pop off. Right. When I'm around all the niggas, I don't know who like me, who don't like me, who playing like they like me, who sends me up. Right. But you know, the nigga shenanigans. Right. You just don't know who pulls the shenanigans to the shenanigan get pulled on.
Exactly. As if you know the shenanigan got pulled.
Right. You might, how they say, you might wake up dead.
Right, exactly. That's a crazy. I wonder if that is how you wake. Oh, I'm at the pearly gates. You know, but
you wake up, motherfucker.
Nigga got me. Damn, I thought I had him. Yeah, but you know, it is.
Bitch ass.
that man, I can only imagine. But so yeah, but I agree though, because it is a situation like that, man. It's because I think that's the wool that, and I'm not even just talking about niggas. I'm just talking about anybody, whatever group you're in, because I know that Mexican folks. I know why I used to watch white boys get over on white boys all the time. You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
Yeah, and it's just like it ain't no different amongst groups. You know what I'm saying? It's just the vernacular may be a little bit different, but the maneuvers are all the same. You know what I'm saying? You want to go where everybody knows your name. You know, but you know, it's a situation where like I don't watch it, so it's like the thing is when you do, and that's why I say the wool of the veil of racism is crazy because it can blind you really. Like when you went around your own, you're like I'm around my own people. But okay, well they just don't like you, right? There's no I don't like your race. I don't like your race of people. It's I don't like you because I'm the same motherfucker you is. I just don't like something particular specifically about you. Like, what can you do about that? Right? Like, and the motherfucker just plotting on you, or a motherfucker coming up smiling in your face and just been plotting on you from the jump, just waiting for a moment. to catch you while you weak. You know what I mean? It's a different animal. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to be a different level of prepared. And I think we do that to ourselves. Not saying this individually, but we do it to ourselves a lot, and we fool ourselves. Just go with the black this, go with the black that, and it's like shit. The black shit may be more dangerous. You know,
Yeah.
Like for instance, if you go to a black club versus a white club, I may end up in jail. A black club, I may end up in the morgue. Like nigga may be mad, the nigga and then bumped into his unit or got something, you know, and now niggas want to shoot it up, or niggas couldn't get in the club. Like
it might be a fit. Yeah, at the white club, it might be a fisticuffs. Like you said, you might go to jail.
Right. And it's gonna be
you might wake up dead going fuck with these white people.
Right. Because like I say, like, and the thing with the fisticuffs, it's gonna be humorous. Like if you're not involved, if you're just a spectator, it's all the white people get down real funny. Niggas, every nigga think he can fight.
Even if you're involved.
Yeah, even if you are involved, you're absolutely.
Even if you're involved, it's gonna be some shit later on where you go, man, remember that time we fought the white boys or whatever, you know?
Right, and it was that.
It's not gonna be no.
It was that, but with the niggas, you have to watch out for the rest of your life. Because you got into it with some random niggas in the club, and it wasn't even your altercation, nigga. You was just in the vicinity, nigga. Or a nigga be ready to fight you over a whole
that story might end up. That story might start with, man, how you ended up in that wheelchair, bro?
Right, on some real shit. So like that's why I say you say sometimes we put unnecessary defenses because we expect them not to like us. Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes like. Also, black folks, and I know this probably is the antithesis. I'm sounding like straight hand antithesis of everything most niggas is preaching right now. You just gotta diversify your white friends. That's the problem. Like that, you know, y'all want to label like one group like that because niggas always want to go for maybe the overly preppy kind of snobs. Like there's a variety of whites, right? And the majority of them out there would have been pretty fucking cool. And the motherfuckers that you tend to not like, they don't like either. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a nigga situation, you know what I'm saying? But on the reverse. So it's like, people just got to understand. It's a case by case. It's people, right? We all got different wrappings on the outside, but it's people.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's hard for people to think like that.
We need to stop labeling people racist that don't know, like might not even really know black people.
Right.
And they're not looking at you in a racist way. They just unsure because maybe you fit in certain stereotypes and they're like, ugh. You know, they don't know how to approach you or if they should approach you. Man. So the same way you know how it is when you go to the hood store, especially if you ain't from that hood.
Right.
You approach that store a certain way and look at the niggas that's standing outside a certain way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's no to break the tension.
Right. You gotta have the right time.
Why we can't do that with white people?
Yeah. But the niggas at the store is a complicated dance too because it's like you gotta acknowledge it because you can't be no hoe. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have the right amount of eye contact.
Right.
But then too much eye contact, just a little too much, can turn into an altercation.
It's threatening. It's like a pit bull. It's like a pit bull. Don't look it dead in the eyes. That's a challenge.
Oh, this nigga, he fucking with them gorillas in the jungle, man. You already know. But
you know, you hit them with a head nod or what's good, what's up, and you keep it moving.
Yeah. A little bit.
That's the equivalent of me hitting the white man with a "What's up, boss?
Yeah.
How you doing, boss?"
The
It's the same thing. That's just to let them know, hey, we good. I don't want no problems with you, man, white man.
Right. Yeah, hit him with the de-escalator, man. That's all it takes.
Right.
You'll find out, and that's the thing.
They hit you with a. No. They hit you with a buddy, and we're good to go.
Right. People don't realize how much easier it is, and it ain't about being no hoe. It's just about the level of stress you do or don't want to deal with. It's easier to de-escalate shit 99% of the time, right? Now it's gonna be sometimes niggas just gonna be amped, and you know it's just.
But you already, what we don't realize is you already being a hoe by letting the motherfucker dictate how hard you think you gotta be.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
I'm gonna just be me everywhere I go.
Right.
I'm gonna hit you with a "What's up?" and keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, though. And that's part of it too. That's why I be respecting niggas who like I wouldn't wear certain shit and dress in certain ways. Not the nigga overly on the overly weird flamboyant, but niggas who dress differently but uniquely. You know what I'm saying? Because you just gotta have a little level of confidence. Like most of us don't carry that. Most niggas don't want to step out of line. Most niggas, it's just not been cool to say niggas into certain shit because other niggas say it's okay. Like that's why I always been like an outside ass nigga. Just like, yeah, that nigga weird because I don't know whose approval? Whose approval is required for this? Like why niggas don't want to. Now, I don't know the rules of the racial that, but niggas are afraid to piss off the black delegation. We don't want to say something other black people ain't gonna like it. They gonna kick us out. Yeah. Who cares? It's greener pastures when you get kicked out. You know, it's like, God damn.
They don't understand the Honcho.
Right. Like, go see different things and understand, man. Like, and I hate to say it because it's not just black, white. It's just certain groups of people are raised different. And I'm not saying there aren't black people who are like that, but the number, the percentage wise, is significantly
the majority,
smaller, right? Yeah, but for them, it's just been some weird things. Like other races again, like it could be a race. They may be overcompensating just because in motherfucker, but I don't know, right? But it's just like, hey, I've had some of the most generosity, the highest levels of rate come from people of other races. You know what I mean? And it just is what it is. Like it's a weird thing. But again, if you're used to yourself, it's not gonna stand out. So you're not gonna look at it like, oh, well, you special or anything. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, a bunch of niggas here. You ain't no special nigga, you know? So I get it.
Right.
So with this case that's going on, I don't know if you have been keeping up with any of the new quote unquote information that has been going on. But I know last time we talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it last time or the time before. But
the last stream that you did about it. That's as much as I know.
Okay. Well, basically they say, the mama got on the Life 360, and Life 360 is an app that tracks everything, right? And so apparently the phone had left the island. Some things got shuffled around. We talked about people being swapped. We talked about, hey, of course that's the move. But the Life 360 kind of changed it up because now everywhere it went. You know what I'm saying? But then they're allegedly talking about that there was a pool party afterwards. So niggas left the island and went to a pool party, and apparently something took place at a pool party, and that's when things got janky. That's the new thing. And so I'm like, now
so homeboy was at the pool party.
Right, that's what they're saying. Yeah. And so they apparently, like, I got a video, like one of his little friends. I'm gonna put some things together to make it more digestible here, but. Yeah, so apparently one of the little friends said he was at the party. Yeah, it was at the party. A friend admitted he was at the party, and little niggas been talking to all these little blog sites and stuff, and they was like, "No, the law enforcement even came and talked to us." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, that's odd. That's very telling. He was like, "Nigga,
that's very odd."
Right? He's like, "I was at the party. I was at the venue." You know what I'm saying? He's like, so, I think that where it started out. You know how he keeps kind of saying maybe they fell off the boat. It was what it was, and I was along. I'm like, that makes sense. You're trying to duck and dodge. But yeah, they were saying that it was a brawl at this other location. That certain niggas was kicked out. Certain niggas they wouldn't apparently somebody where they wasn't gonna let him leave. Again, this is the hearsay from the buddy who was at the pool because he is in the picture. But yeah, it's interesting. Right? Because apparently there was locations from snaps he did, and they were talking about how it matched the snap locations from where the Life 360 was at and all that type of shit. So
Life 360, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to see what's really going on. So, and especially they were talking about that there was a fight that there should have been bruises. They was talking he was saying something about him bleeding from the nose and all that. So I'm like, that's something that would appear in an autopsy if that's the case. So nice. So like I said, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. And again, like I said, that's a friend talking until some authentic things come out. And if that's the case, like I don't blame him from I have my personal feelings about Crump. We talking about races and how we perceive each other. I have my personal feelings about Crump because I feel like he jumps on a lot of cases that are
he's definitely a grifter.
Right. But at the same time, sometimes that grift can give you a lift because
sometimes the grip gets a real case.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so now
that's when they make the most money. Right. When it's real.
Yeah, when it's real. It's really real.
They start rubbing their hands like Birdman.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of. What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah, it's real interesting. I hadn't heard that until now. Yeah, that adds a whole new wrinkle to the case.
Right. All right.
Now I'm not really sure what to think.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It gets very, very peculiar. Shout out to Mr. Davis. I appreciate the love. I got to get that working. I'm going to work on that tonight. I appreciate that for the WTMFD and supporting the den. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot of wrinkles. It's a lot of questions. It's a lot of, you know, and it is. And again, but at the same time, even if your people did do something, you're going to circle the wagons, right? It's just what people do. It don't matter if you black, white, because I mean, again, we can make a comparable all black situation. I won't say all woman situation, but all black situation with the girl in Mexico, where those were her friends, right? And these are people who are, she was paying for motherfuckers. Like, that'll show you the level of evil people have. Like, when somebody has it in their mind,
right,
they made up their way about you. It doesn't matter what you do. It don't matter how kind you are.
It don't matter what you do.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, they've decided, right? Changing somebody's opinion is the most difficult task in the world to do, right? Like, it's why even try, really? But so that's why you'll see people who are like, you're like, man, that person was good to you. That person was this to you. That person was that to you. And in their head, they got it made up. I'm still going to bamboozle them, you know, and be proud of it, be happy about it because of whatever reason they validated in their mind, which is wild, you know. But
well, because they got a fucked up mindset.
Right.
It's way deeper than their opinion. Their opinion is only based on their mindset. That mindset is damn near impossible to change.
Right. Absolutely. And like I say, it's sad, man, because I remember I mentioned earlier about the white people teaching about positivity and negativity. But when I kind of figured out what it meant, it did open up a whole new light. But again, niggas don't talk like that. Like, or maybe now more so because it's an internet cool thing. I'm talking about this was back in the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? And when all that woo-woo shit, niggas was still on borderline CDs and cassette tapes and shit. And, you know, if a nigga told you about some positivity, like, that woo-woo shit don't work, niggas gonna climb, like, you know, Anthony Robbins, oh, that's a crack, you know, like that type of shit. So now everybody on it because there's back and
scheme.
Yeah. Like, nigga, anything you did was you're a fool. You believe in that? That's not how life works. Yeah. And all the positivity winning on their ass. If motherfucker smiling, cheating, having a great day. Like, I hate that motherfucker. Well, you mad at him? That nigga happy because he's looking at it the right way. But anyway, so once I figured that out, like I say, but we don't have those perspectives. It's little things like that. Again, like I say, shit has changed, but it's almost like we're playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're kind of running behind on the whatchamacallit, man. Oh, my bad. Okay. All right, shout out to Mr. Prop, man. And I thought about it, and I was like, wasn't sure. I don't be I'll be trying to keep things, you know, in line in my mind. I'm just like, damn, I don't want to make sure, I don't want to say the wrong thing. So I appreciate that. Shout out to Mr. Prop, and I appreciate the love via Cash App, supporting the den. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, man, like I say, it's a situation where I'm not telling nobody. I'm not going save yourself black man on it. I'm not going save yourself black man on people. But you should diversify the people you hang out with. You should have a wide array. Because I remember they were talking about a nigga in Chicago, and he said when he had his great awakening was like, he was in his early 20s, and he hated white people. He was mad at white people, and he started realizing, like, you know, he was blaming white people for all his problems. And then he started realizing, I don't even see white people every day. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know no white people.
I don't even know no white people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on some real shit, like, I don't even know no white people. You know what I'm saying? And then the reason why I say that mentality is so terrible because it's like you feel like this omnipresent being is just putting his foot on you, making shit bad. That's a terrible mindset. And it's a lot of niggas got that mindset. Like, you know, maybe there are things that are inconvenient. But, you know, be resourceful and you know, niggas gonna, you know, make it shake. But it's like,
you create a boogeyman for your whole life.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's a crazy.
And then you just constantly living in fear and you don't even realize it.
Nigga don't even exist. You know what I'm saying? You afraid to look behind the closet because you done built some shit that ain't even in there. That's what I say. It's like, but we do it to ourselves, and then it's convenient because then you can say, you know, it's systemic this or it's this that, but there's no There's nothing to point to when you say system. And I'm not saying that these things don't happen. I'm not saying that ain't shit shaking because we see things. But when you see them and they actually are that,
Right.
you call it that. Because when you don't, and you just call everything racism, everything. Now the shit that ain't like, nah, nigga, just don't fuck with you. Or you fucked up. Or you didn't put this in right.
You threw too much. Or you threw too much mud in the water, and now we can't tell what's what.
Right, exactly. And so, and that's kind of the thing, and that's where you get, black fatigue and all that from. And I get it, and I get that. I get it. Oh, we was black fatigue before black fatigue. We was in the black fatigue. We was born.
Yeah, we've been tired of these niggas. But the thing is, like, black people choose the worst moments to rally.
Right.
Like. Right. Why would when you really look into the George Floyd shit, this was the worst nigga to burn down a city behind.
That nigga did all the nigga stuff. Everything nigga as you could imagine.
All the nigga stuff. He was doing nigga shit right before he died. That's what made that motherfucker put a knee on his neck. He was doing nigga shit. Nigga was spending fake hundreds.
Yeah. That nigga had the fatty.
Wally was on that shit, on that dope.
No. And then hold on, watch how we tied in. Happy 713, happy screw. That nigga was on the screw tape. The nigga George Floyd
and on the Habibi show.
No. That nigga got it right. That nigga was a modern day Renaissance man. I understand now. That nigga was a hood Renaissance man. I see why niggas was burning the hood down behind this nigga. This nigga did all. Nigga did all the ghetto shit you could do.
What? Yeah, he was everything they aspired to be. You know what? Actually,
that nigga was out hitting licks. You know what I'm saying? That nigga did some time. That nigga hitting licks. And nigga, that nigga, he played ball. I think a little bit. They said he was they had a tournament. I don't know what.
Yeah, and what's his name? His cousin.
Jackson?
What's his name? That played for the Spurs.
Yeah, Steven Jackson.
Yeah, that's his cousin. Yeah, so he's a perfect symbol for hood niggas.
That nigga is I understand. That nigga, that's why they gave me the statue with the wife beat on. You know it all makes sense.
I'll take it all back. Yeah.
I'll take it all back. And again, it's fucked up how he went out. It's like he said, though. It's about what we choose to rally behind. Like, what we choose. Like, again, like, it sets the bar so low. Again, like we talk about the white boogeyman that don't exist, but these kids that don't know it because they're in households and they wonder, well, why this happened to me? Why this happened to me? The parents aren't telling them, hey, I made and I am currently still making some bad decisions or things ain't all the way I want them, but, and we're just making it shake. But instead, it's the white man. Right. He's fucking us over. He's doing that. And don't get me wrong. Gas high, prices high, shit high. Everybody getting fucked right now. But it's like...
And it is a white man. Yeah. It is a white man. Yeah. But whatever man it would have been, they'd be fucking us over. Right. So it don't matter about... Like, we emphasize too much on the fact that it's a white man.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
At this point.
But it's a convenient boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can unify.
Right.
But and again, like I say,
but not just that. We gotta pick better shit to rally around, so that we gotta pick moments where white people can't give us no pushback. Right. It's got to be clear signs of racism and that this person is an innocent victim.
Right. We used to be better.
White people to.
We used to be much better at that.
But now we all. Now if you just black is the litmus test for being a victim.
Right. And that's the
don't matter. Thing. Nothing else matters. If you black, you're a victim.
Right. Because that's the crazy thing. Because they sure made like back in the day. Because who wasn't it? What was the girl name that it happened to first? But they were like, nah, you got too much going on. She was young and pregnant, and then something else was like, nah, we can't make you the face of the rally. And they got with Rosa. Her husband had some wheels. He had a car. You know what I'm saying? She was just rocking on the bus in the situation.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the first, about the first bus shit.
Right. But I'm not knocking it. Hey, it's all strategic. Politics are strategic. You know what I'm saying? Dre, what's the motherfucking deal?
But then again, though, you gotta ask Honcho whose strategy was that? Because at the time, we had our own black buses. So it was really no need for them to do that shit unless some power that be thought it more beneficial for us to integrate.
Right. It's had its benefits, but it's had its negative outcomes. And
I think it's done more bad than good.
for blacks as a whole, or you think society as a whole?
Society as a whole, because I think them integrating this allowed them to pull the veil further over our eyes. Now we could teach them all the same shit. Like everything gonna be under our watchful eye.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because really, what they was worried about, they didn't understand how the fuck they could hold us back so long. And as soon as we get free and make our own communities, we just start prospering.
Right.
But like, nah, we got to bring these niggas into the fold so we can see what the fuck they got going on and manipulate the niggas.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I seen something funny the other day. Somebody sent me a meme, and it was like a Karen on one of the things.
Like my bad. I was just telling my nephew though. My nephew's 18 and then he in college, and I was telling him, you got to understand. He's like, I think they teach me the truth for the most part, but I know they leave stuff out. I said, so you got to ask yourself, why are they leaving stuff out? And then you got to realize that the fact that they're purposely not giving you certain information is an attack on you. That's an attack on your knowledge.
Right.
They're trying to take power from you because we understand knowledge is power.
Right.
So the first step in negating the attack is realizing that you're being attacked. And then you got to go see what knowledge they keep from you.
Right.
And once you find out that knowledge, you can't be attacked with that same attack again.
Or you shouldn't be, unless if you allow yourself, and
you shouldn't be. Exactly.
Exactly. On you. Once you know something,
if you stay vigilant,
you're responsible. Once you learn something, you're responsible for what you do with that knowledge at that point. Like if somebody pulls the okey doke on you, try to blind you, it's more fucked up. But when you know something, you've gained the information, you're aware of the occurrence or whatever, and you let it happen, then it's kind of that's when the tide kind of changes, and that's what people aren't doing. They're not applying. Themselves.
It's like if you ever had your way with these hoes and a hoe do some hoe shit to you, you can't be mad because you know what hoes do.
Right. Like you allowed that hoe in your space. You knew eventually.
Right.
You knew eventually she was.
You got complacent and she got your ass.
Right. And that's what happens, And you can't be mad about it. All you can do is kind of laugh. You can be a little pissed off, but you can laugh. All you can do is laugh about it. Like fuck. She got me.
You're going to do a lot of things before you laugh, but...
Yeah. You're going to go through the spectrum of things. At the end, though...
You're going to cry a little bit. think about killing a bit.
Right.
All of that shit.
Bitch, yeah. Well, man, so what you got to do in times like that is just listen to a lot of Devin. Eventually, you'll get over Devin the dude to get you right.
Listen to a lot of what?
Listen to a lot of Devin the dude. He'll get you right.
Oh, yeah. It'll
be like
that nigga will make you get over.
Depending
on what happens.
Yeah. You fuck with Devin, you're going to get over and get on to some new. You know what I'm saying? Like
some new hoes.
Yeah. Devin music is like having a wingman in your ear, nigga. Like that nigga there. We say this old thick neck, big bitch here. I said about a 16-ounce bill. That nigga there, Devin was a motherfucking fool. Okay, but any other thoughts, any other views, opinions that you have about maybe being the only black person in your friend group, or these situations that are covered in some of the information that may or may not have changed once we kind of get that verified? Any opinions that you hold on that?
Whether you realize it or not, you're the token in every friend group because there's only one. Start being
this nigga hit us with the Jerry Springer final word quote.
Hey, they don't call me the mailman for nothing.
The mailman has delivered. Oh my goodness.
God damn it, I need some buzzers and shit in this bitch. There we go. bad, Honcho. Spot up out of here.
All right, I appreciate your calling in, J Mail. The mailman has delivered. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts this evening, sir.
He's on fire!
There we go. I got a bunch. Yeah, see? I need some
My milk of magnesia. Oh, after the devil made you, he broke the mold.
That's funny. That's funny. Um, you already know, man. What you know, man? You don't know nothing about that, man. You don't know nothing about that TD. Let me see what else we got on this motherfucker. Let's see.
And I'm inviting you to come see me and to get it straightened out all in one night. Yeah.
Oh, y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that motherfucking Macho Man. Macho Man was the realest, brother. You don't know. Macho Man, them, look, that's what I say. You got to give Gen X. Them 80s wrestlers, like 90s wrestlers, you know, 2000 Attitude Era, all that shit. Yeah, that was cool. Them wrestlers before that, them niggas was on steroids and cocaine. And them motherfuckers were going fed every fucking night. That's human ability right there. You on both ends of the spectrum. Bro, that shit seemed like it would be. That's why a lot of niggas died young. They probably should have. But that shit was some of the most entertaining. Niggas getting bit by snakes. Niggas really hitting niggas across the head with 2x4s and shit. Like the fucking the wrestlers back in the day. Like, don't get me wrong, The Rock and Stone Cold, all that shit that was live, right?
He's heating up!
Right, all that shit that was live. But them motherfuckers back in the day, they were just come on looking for you, nigga. Oh fuck. What we got here? Oh yeah. What we got?
Do we have a fellow? Huh?
Y'all don't know about that either. Yeah, man, what y'all know about this?
Got Houston on my back.
Oh, that's loud.
Are you sure about that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
7, 38, 45, 47, 15, 30, 37, 38, 45, 47.
Just hurry up. I got customers to serve.
45, all right.
Dre's a total Canadian. Oh man. So yeah, like I said, where we ride? We're gonna ride a little bit longer. I'm trying to stall myself. I'm trying to make it to midnight. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do a 24-hour fast. I need to go check on them. I need to go check the beans. Give me just a moment. All right, hold on one moment. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
That's Prop.
Prop, how you doing this evening, Mr. Prop?
I'm doing well.
Good. And I want to say,
Done drank a few.
I had you a couple. I want to say thank you, and I appreciate your support of the den. So I definitely appreciate that, sir. What you drinking on?
Ice House.
Ice House. Okay. So what's on your mind this evening, Mr. Prop?
I don't even know why. I used to hate. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's probably a little bit of delay on my end. You saying what were you saying about the Ice House?
I used to hate it. And then for some reason, if I'm at home, I drink it. When I'm out, I drink Corona.
Is it just a different environment? If you out of the two, which do you prefer? I mean, like you said, I know you're out and you're in, but if you had your choice of the two, which would you rather have?
Oh, I don't even know really. It's just a different setting, different thing.
Never said anything. Okay. So we was talking about being like the token, being the only black in a group of maybe other races, maybe white, maybe at a job site, maybe friends. Have you ever been in that situation?
Like Tupac said, I spent my childhood in the wildhood. I grew up in the projects,
Okay.
inner city,
all I knew was black for a long time. And then we ended up moving to rural, one stoplight town, predominantly white, and the whole dynamic switched.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I was that only black friend in a white group. And other than the stupid shit that we did, I never felt like I was an outsider or unaccepted. In a predominantly white farm town, I was accepted by all their parents. They treated me like I was their kid. The only thing that I would say was a little different was there were some expectations whenever we got around females. And they expected me to be this slick, pimp named Slickback.
Absolutely.
And in a way, I lived up to that.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess I feel like the big difference in being that black guy in a white friend group is, were you invited or did you force your way in? Because you felt like it was your only option. If you forced your way in because you felt it was your only option, it's not going to be good.
Right. That's a very valid point.
And then there's also the cultural thing. Like, I hung out, once I moved out to the sticks and whatnot, my culture changed. I didn't just listen to rap music and try to thug everything out. I learned and appreciated rock music and all of that stuff. So we had more in common. You can't be part of a group that you have nothing in common with.
Absolutely not.
You'll never be accepted. You'll always be that token, just so they can say, well, I can say that because I've got a black friend.
Right.
I know a black person, and so I can make this joke. Right. No, you don't know that black person. You just around that black person.
Exactly. So if you had the choice to do it all over again, would you have stayed in the city or would you have done the country again?
Before I left the city, I was into some really stupid stuff and going on the path of gang shit.
Right.
And all of that. And going out there, it pulled me away from that. And so I would definitely go back out there, hang out with those white boys, rather than stay in the city. Because, like they say, you're a product of your environment. And like I put in the text, if you hang out with nine broke people, you'll be the 10th one.
Absolutely.
If you hang out with 9 gangsters, you're going to be the 10th gangster.
Right. No question about it.
And I won't say that the white people that in my friend group were, these white collar fucking going to Brown and Harvard or Princeton or something like that. They were down to earth people. Right. They all got blue collar jobs right now, and a couple of them didn't graduate, but they moved on with life and they still doing well. But it wasn't a big culture shock to me, I guess. I would say, just moving on, because I accepted them.
Right.
It wasn't so much as do they accept me, it's do I accept them as my friends? Is this who I'm going to hang out with? Is this who I'm going to be with? More so than, how are they looking at me? But, it still puts you in some awkward situations.
Right.
Sometimes, especially if you date or get married to a white person. Like in high school, I did date a girl, and her father I talked to her father on the phone, and he absolutely loved me. Invited me to NASCAR and all this stuff. He had horses. They did barrel racing. They were country ass white folk.
Right.
But he never knew I was black, so I always had to turn him down because he was super racist.
That's crazy.
I had an encounter with him at a Farmer's Day festival where he didn't know who I was. I knew who he was, and we almost got into a fight. I was about to break a pool stick over his head.
Oh, shit.
Because he was saying some dumb shit to me. But, like I said, a small town. That's happened to me a few times where I was dating a girl whose parents are fucking super racist.
Yeah. Man.
And for some reason, they got the interest in me. And we ignored that. And I've got myself put in some situations on that. And then even when they are accepting of you, when the family is accepting of you, they have this view of black people, the stereotype in their head of black people, I guess the baby boomer generation,
right,
before my generation. So they expect you to be some chicken eating, watermelon loving, hip hop gangster,
right.
And then they try to cater to that. And it's like that's not who I am. Don't be fake around me. Don't think you have to walk on eggshells around me.
Right.
Be who you are.
I have a question. Do you think the parents that were racist made their daughters more intrigued in you?
Crazy enough, I do believe that because as people, we are attracted to what's taboo.
Right.
And their parents made that taboo for them. And I think that, that led a lot of them to me because they knew they were breaking some kind of rule or whatnot. And I think that it might not have, but I think that did play a part.
Okay.
Just that they were told you can't do this, don't do this, and then they were like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right. Yeah, I was just wondering
because you get on my nerves, and I've had like actually the girl that was my girlfriend and that had that super racist father that I almost got in a fight with. It's probably about 10 years ago. He disowned one of his daughters. His oldest daughter, he disowned her because she went out with a black guy, ended up getting pregnant, had kids and whatnot. And, that was 30 years ago or whatever. And 10 years ago, one of the kids is actually living with him, and him and his wife, super racist, have changed their ways completely.
That's crazy.
And that was like a shock to me. Like, what? Your parents accept they love black people now? As racist as they were? Like, they were, like, when I say super racist, they will call you nigga to your face while you're buying groceries racist.
Right. Those are my favorite kind of racist. At least they let you know exactly
But
where
they changed.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's super crazy because I think, and again, when they get a chance to get a real interaction, and that's what I was kind of saying earlier, is that we look at what we know. So a lot of people get their information from TV. They're not really around black folks, or maybe not around other people, and they kind of take what they've seen on the internet or the TV, and they kind of apply that because they think it's a connection. And I think that's what happens with a lot of folks. They see a lot of the behavior that we get promoted as black folks, and it's not the best. It's probably the worst, honestly. And they believe that's what we're on. They believe that's what all of them are. And then when they see us, like, hey, he ain't bad. Well, he's one of the good ones, Like I understand I understand why folks are offended by it, but I also understand why people, respond to things the way they do. But that's really interesting that they went from super. Do you think it was just the acceptance of the kids eventually? Like, what if they didn't disown her? Like, what eventually do you think kind of brought them in line? The love for their daughter, it's like, hey, I really don't want to keep you disowned. What do you think eventually brought it all together?
I would believe that they actually had interactions with black people, and then realized that these are people too.
Right.
They're not all these myths and lies that they tell to us. Because growing up the way I grew up, I wouldn't say my mom or my grandmother were racist, but they did put stuff in my head like you can't trust white people. If you're out with a white girl and she hollers rape, you're going to jail regardless.
Right.
So it makes you, precautious and on guard all the time when you're around white people, because if they lie, it's the truth.
Right.
Regardless of what I say, regardless of what really happened, they can pin anything on me, treat me any way, turn me down for any job, and there's nothing I can do about it. And that gets put in your head.
Right. Absolutely.
And like I'm successful as I am because I just refuse to acknowledge any of that crap. I'm not gonna say I'm held back because I'm black. I will say that I've had road bumps that I can say was based on racist stuff, but that's I'll go around it. I'll figure it out.
Right.
I'm not gonna just accept. I'm not lower than anybody. I'm not better than no man, but I'm not lower than any man.
I have the same belief.
So if I deserve it, I'm gonna get it, regardless. I don't care what you think, what race you are, what race I am. I'm taking it.
Right. That's the mentality.
And I think some of that attitude comes from the fact that I did have that white friend group. There was a lot of stuff that a lot of situations and stuff that if I was with a black friend group, I wouldn't have experienced. I wouldn't have got away with. And I know that. But
But is that our fault for not putting ourselves in better positions because of the mentality we accept? I mean, I think all the same opportunities are there for black folks, especially in heavily, densely black populated areas. But like you said, it's the mentality. If you would have been around a different group, your mentality would have been different. I think if black folks approached with a different mentality, I think that they would also see things differently. And I don't think that we would look at stuff maybe as negatively or the way we do. I don't really know where I was going with that, but it's just kind of like the mentality is kind of what I was trying to highlight when you talked about that.
Absolutely. The mentality is wrong, and your people focus on I can't win because I'm black, because America has groomed the black community so well to failure that we just accept failure from birth. Like, you was born black, you're fucked, low credit score, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But, like it was at one point, before it was burnt down, there was a Black Wall Street. Right. And after it burned down, never again. They did it in the 1920s, and we can't do that now.
And I understand it because
our mentality is screwed.
Yeah, and I understand people like, well, they burn it down every time we build. That's the thing. You have to have resilience. You have to continue to rebuild. You have to continue to show we're not going anywhere. We're here for the long. So you have to continue those things. So if a person can run you out of town with one little incident, or kind of keep you on your back foot because now you don't want to do anything, that's they win. That's kind of the problem too. It's like you mentioned, we had but then nothing else.
But it's like who controls the media and who writes history controls everything. Right. You go to school, they don't teach you about Black History Month. They don't teach you about Black Wall Street. They don't teach you those success stories. They teach you, oh yeah, somebody made peanut butter in a stoplight and did this with a heart surgery and blah blah blah. But they don't teach you about the achievements of the black community, and they don't focus on what we could be. Right. And then niggas is what niggas is. They gon' and it's sad because there's crabs in the barrel. Every time you try to get up, there's some nigga that's gonna try to pull you down. There's somebody going, hey, look, they ain't gonna let you do that because you white. Like I walked into the job after I got in the military. I walked into a job and I said, oh, I'm about to be the manager here. And a black guy that I knew for a decade said he was on color. I said, watch me do it. 2 months later, I was the manager.
Right. Yes, man. We do it to ourselves. We definitely do it to ourselves. And
that's the truth.
Yeah. And also,
but we've been groomed. We've been groomed to that.
Right.
We've been groomed and nurtured, and it's been for 100 years. That's
Right.
what we've been told.
Right.
Is we're not good enough, and then we accept it ourselves. And the only way we can be anything or maintain being black is to be some gangster drug dealer or some shit like that. We can't be a successful businessman. We can't be an accountant, a lawyer, none of that, because now you're not black.
Right. But the thing is, when we see one do it, we'll cheer it on. We love it, even though we probably didn't encourage that person on that path at all. I'm pretty sure they were doubted, clowned, and everything else until they got, into the position that they worked to be in. Like I said, I was thinking about earlier, we don't celebrate people graduating from college anymore. We'll celebrate folks coming home from doing a long bid, things like that. But the priorities
and it's like with the whole black woman mentality, and America is looking at black women now and all these bad videos of black women, and I catch myself doing it sometimes. Every now and then I cross one of them and I'll be like, goddamn black women.
Yeah.
But I was raised by a very, very strong and good black woman, and my sister is a very good and strong black woman, and every black woman in my family that I know is a good black woman, and all of my friends that are black women are good women. I don't have those bad black women in my life, but because of the everything on social media and everything that puts black women down, when I see a black woman, I expect that craziness.
Right. And that's a sad thing because the good ones don't get the credit they deserve. They don't get the love they deserve. I keep a few bad ones in pocket just in case you need somebody to beat a bitch up or something. You want to keep one or two of them, but you don't socialize with them too much. But I feel you. It's like you see all of the familiar signs and you wonder, is this encounter going to go like something I just seen on the internet, or is it going to get blown out of proportion? And I hate feeling like that. Honestly, I'm kind of saying I don't want to feel like that. But when you see it and your experiences, you kind of get a little hostility, and just little, so you feel that way. So I understand.
Especially if you in customer service industry. Yeah. It's like I can see a woman go, okay, she might be a Karen, but I ain't really too worried about the Karen. I'm more worried about that black woman that just walked in this goddamn store right now.
Keisha.
For real. Yeah. It's just going to be an ordeal. Man, I can't say it happens incredibly frequently, but at least once a month I got to deal with one.
Right. That's once a month too many.
I deal with a Karen like maybe once a year.
Really? Oh, wow. That's interesting to hear, because the way that it is perceived that you would believe that the Karens are the ones causing the most havoc. You know what I mean? But them Keishas, they out there, and they causing just as much. It seems like sound like more damage. But do you think it's more about actually being offended or trying to get something over on somebody?
It's like in customer service. I ain't saying now if you're doing a barbecue in a park or something like that, but in customer service, a Karen walks up to you, easy to diffuse.
Right.
Just fucking apologize and give her what the fuck she wants.
Right.
The black woman, you can apologize and give her what she wants. She's still gonna talk shit. She's still gonna threaten. She's still gonna act like a goddamn ass. And it's like I had to stop one lady one time and be like, look, this is what I just said. Like, you were arguing about what I just said I'm gonna do for you.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna do it for you. You're not even listening to what I'm saying at all.
Right. That's crazy.
You called here or you came in here with that attitude of this is what I'm gonna do.
Right.
And you expected me to bring a negative attitude back to it instead of just being, I'm customer service. I'm submissive. Right. I got you. Take this because I want you to keep coming and giving me your money.
Right. Exactly.
I'll lose $3 a day to gain $1,000 over the year off of you. That's fine.
Right. Exactly. That's crazy.
But their attitude is just so. They don't listen. That's what the hard part is. Is like you're not listening at all to me. You just want to bring your argument because I guess like some sources will tell you, the black women in America is the most oppressed in the world, and they get beat down and this and that. Well, no, I disagree with that absolutely. Because if you want to go that route, the black man also gets, oppressed and beat down by a black woman. So we're more oppressed than they are.
Man, exactly. Definitely. That's what who they taking their stress out on.
But when you live and you feed into the stereotypes, you get what you get, and that's like with being the black guy and the white friend group. If that white friend group is trying to get you just to live by the stereotype of the black, they're not your friends.
Right.
They want a token,
right,
not a friend. And that's just like I said. I can't say the friend group. Maybe I got luckier than most or whatever. But the friend group that I got, yeah, we were assholes. We stole. We did drugs, alcohol, all kinds of stuff that ended up getting in with these guys. But they were good people. They always had my back. They still got my back today.
Right. And I think that because even like I say, J Mel called earlier, my personal experience as well, and it seems like yours as well. That there are probably more positive, significantly more positive friend groups with maybe your one or your token, however you want to call it, that are successful, that are having a good time. We see the movies; they always throw one in there. Than the ones that kind of go awry, like allegedly what's taking place out in Mississippi. But it's just that when that one happens, it's such a polarizing thing for us to use that we can campaign on the racism, we campaign on, especially being in Mississippi, and all those things. And it just takes that one negative action to do, I don't want to say so much damage, but it to reverse progress or whatever. Again, like I say, that you would think that people have made between races, but I don't know. It's kind of odd.
It's like something that you learn in managing, and it's controlling the narrative,
right.
And that's what it comes down to, is controlling the narrative. So if we say these white guys, we can say these white guys screwed over this black guy and get the results that we want from that. Or we can say this black guy fucked up and he was hanging out with some white guys. It's a whole different narrative. And people are going to react differently from it. But when you're the media or you're the government or, an authoritative figure, you say things a certain way to get the reaction you want.
Right.
If you want to enrage people, then you absolutely can off of the most simple thing.
It doesn't take much.
And that's what it comes down to, is who's controlling the narrative, who's putting out what, and then media and news is so polarized that you're only going to listen to the source that you want to listen to. It's just like I can go on to Google and anything I tell you, I can go on to Google. I might have to search a little bit, but I can find something in Google that supports what I tell you.
Exactly.
Guaranteed. So, I mean, it is what it is.
That's the wild
thing. It's a tragedy. Shit happened. And, I mean, it's not like when they rolled that dude in the gym match in high school and beat him to death.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
Back then when that came out, it was this happened, bam.
Yeah.
There wasn't a bunch of opinions and politics and these people and these groups and this thinks that and that thinks that, and then people are only going to listen to this part. And it was a tragedy. The school shooting was a tragedy. Now a school shooting happened. Did he have a manifesto? Was he Republican? Was he Democrat? Who did he listen to? Who did he follow?
Right.
Yes, he was a bad actor. Let's just get rid of it. Get rid of the bad actor. It doesn't matter who he followed or any of that. He was bad.
Right. You're absolutely right about that. They use those things to try to condemn a whole group off the actions of one twisted individual, one sick person, and both sides do it. So it's not like, necessarily pointing fingers, but it's crazy. Like, you're right. And I really didn't think about it like that. But we do deal with what was this, and it's not necessarily clues. It's we can find a motive, we can find a reason, but it doesn't matter. He did what he did. The action took place. Let's, resolve that. But, I completely agree with you on that. That's what we do. It used to be different. There's definitely a narrative. There's definitely political motive behind everything, or somebody has an agenda. Somebody has an advantage by, telling the story this way or that way. It's crazy.
My mind is set up different. So my mind set up. I look at life as it's my life. It's not either side's life. It's not this party. It's not that party. It's not these people. Not that people. I gotta live for me.
Right.
And I take in everything from all sides, and I make my educated choice.
Right.
And I'm a talker, especially if I'm inebriated. I feel like I've taken up enough of your time, and everybody's probably like, "Yeah, get off here."
No, you're good. No, I'm actually very glad. I'm glad that you got a chance to call in and speak live, because I catch a lot of your points in the stream, and they're always very good points. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that the people actually get a chance to put a voice behind the name, and they get to hear some of your opinions live. That's always a very good deal.
All right, man. You guys have a good night. I enjoyed it, then.
All right.
Hope you keep it going, man.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I'm trying to iron out a few more kinks, get a few things going, but we definitely going. We're gonna get the energy back right, and it's gonna be a good deal. But I definitely appreciate you calling and sharing your thoughts with us tonight. You have a good evening.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Shout out to Mr. Prop. I thank you for calling in. Let's see where we at. A few more minutes. Actually, you know what? Did that cut out? That's right. It did cut out in the middle of the thing. Okay, no wonder. I was looking at the time wrong the whole time. Okay, so it's about that time. So we are going to get ready to wind it down. All right, because I didn't realize. I still got to wait an hour before I can eat. I need to go check the beans anyway. Beans and ham will fall off the bone. And y'all saw that Mr. Tendernism and whatchamacallit, I guess, are beefing now. Like, I mean, they had separated, but now they're beefing. Get it? Beefing over ribs. I laugh at my own jokes. Sometimes you got to. So a couple of things. Like I said, working on some stuff. What I want to start doing, it's a lot. It's just going to take stream by stream type stuff going on, right? Because I'm working on some things. Just like it's always about doing something a little bit different. And so I don't want to talk about it. Let's just get it done. When it's ready, it'll be ready. But just kind of a new way for us to engage in conversations. And I think it'll be very interesting, ultimately. But I love each and every one of you, man. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Shout out to, is it Tradina? Tradina Brown? I'm going to sit my ass down. I am going to sit still. I absolutely will. But my thing is, like I said, it's a crazy time. It's been a crazy time. Ever since September 2011, it's been a weird world to live in. But I rock with Mr. Prop's thought. Like, you got to kind of be in the middle, right? And I try to tell myself, I know I'm biased. I'm fully aware of my biases. You know what I mean? Let's take one more. We'll take one more. We'll take one more. Isn't that good? Why didn't it come? Oh, duh. Well, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
It's Dre.
Dre.
Token of all tokens.
They forgot about Dre. What's going on, Mr. Dre? How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm all right.
Good.
Just scared the hell out of some little bunny rabbit
Why are you bullying
that's
bunny
all right.
rabbits? Why are we bullying bunny rabbits?
I don't know. It was standing in my way as I was walking, and it almost caught a heart attack.
No, that's unfortunate. We don't want to bully the animals, you know. Well, you could have
They
some.
didn't used to seeing black people walking around here.
That's a token bunny. So we were talking about tokens, man, and we're talking about situations being maybe the only black person in a friend group or a different racial group. Do you have any experience with that? Or if not, what are your opinions on that?
Experience, very much so. I guess from the time I moved from Trinidad to here, so about grade 6-ish, 7-ish. Yeah, grade 7 is when I came back. Through the end of high school and into college, even though the school had multiple black people in it, and more so towards the end, including 2 of my cousins, I was the one black kid in every one of my classes. So from that, your friends become who you interact with the most.
Right, absolutely.
So that put me in that group. And just being in Canada, period, there's not as meant, like, I don't know, it's not like it is in the U.S. You don't have like black pockets here and there. You might have a little like Jamaican pocket here, a little African pocket there, and like the Africans work with the Africans, but they don't really mess with nobody else.
Right. Do you ever try to?
But everything else is white.
Pockets?
And I don't know. It's just almost. I'm trying to think of a percentage that's actually realistic. Because I was going to say about 60%, but it's probably more like 80% white, and then the rest other. And a lot of times, people might think they're accepted. You might be accepted by the people around you, the friends. Parents, not so much. Like, they might treat you well, like you're accepted. But here's an example. When was this? Early 90s, we had a rap concert in, well, I can't call areas because nobody will know what I'm talking about.
Was it Informer?
So we had a rap concert.
Tell me it was Snow. Was it Snow performing Informer? Was that the rap concert?
No. It was actually MC8, Bushwick, without the Ghetto Boys.
Okay.
There was a couple other big names. And the whole thing was a scam anyways. Dude took everybody's money. We broke in.
A Canadian scam? What is
yeah, like they don't exist.
I don't believe that.
That's a national identity of a scam.
No, but here's my thing. Like, because we have a perspective about Canadians, especially down here. We're gonna have just a different perspective. You guys you like to say a lot. You like your hockey. You know, you guys tend to be very nice, cordial people. You know, we just don't see you guys being.
So are British people when you first meet them? They have that fake niceness. That people could have ideas about you in their head and still treat you well and be saying that they're giving you the benefit of the doubt until something happens, but they still have that seed in the back of their head.
Do you think the perception?
But back to the concert, though.
Do you think the perception that we put out there about black people?
Let me just finish the concert.
Okay.
Well, at that point, I'd have to say it was the media because it was what sells. Black kid does something, white kid does the same thing. The black kid is going to sell more and keep more eyes on TV. So that's how that went. But the thing with this concert, it was me, two white guys, and the one white guy told me afterwards that, the other guy, his mom was cautioning him, letting him know, there's going to be black people around, right?
At the rap concert? No.
Yeah.
No.
Now, just to make that comment, that statement,
Right.
and then that just says something right there. It's like, you could be treating me well, but
But like, what if you're one of the
what
good
is it?
ones, right?
Yeah, or the good one.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so here's my thing. Here's my thing. If you,
Right.
as a black person, get treated differently by a white person that you know may not be favorable of other blacks, is that something you should take personal because of the perception that's put out? Or, and then, hey, I actually got to know you and I like you for you? Or do you have to remain connected to your black identity and feel like you're part of the collective that is getting maybe not so much love?
Okay, that's a real thick question. I guess identity could be taken in so many different ways, because like there's the portrayal that they show through like rap videos, TV, and stuff like that. Like Prop was talking about, only way to get rich is to like be a drug dealer and stuff, and entertainment. You're black, you should be able to rap. You're black, you should be able to sing. You're black, you should be able to play sports well.
Right.
There's, and especially here, there's not much representation other than really hockey players trying to make it, and then it's all the negative side of it too. But the thing is, everybody is a representation of their groups, I guess, of their demographic. So regardless of what's going on here, there, anywhere, from my experience and from my point of view, I still say mindful about it, regardless of what's going on, what I'm favored as. And if I'm being favored, I take that even more as a responsibility to either try to educate, pull in, or just elevate consciousness to some degree. That it's like, no, I'm not an exception or anything like that. And half the stuff that you're hearing about is bullshit.
Right. But like, but can you
even all of us?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, what I'm saying, because even like we were talking about earlier, right? Sometimes it's hard for black men, especially to be themselves, especially if they're different, right? We like the thugs, we like the whatever, and you get clowned for deviating, right? Sometimes you can find more intricate groups of Caucasians, because I'm not saying that they don't judge each other, but they're more accepting of having, different collectives. Us is either you're this or you're that, right? And so we tend to put the that out there because the that is cool, but the that is detrimental, right? And if you're not that, then you ain't it. So that's why I say, like, to me, like, what do we do? Or is it more so our fault for letting that to be the predominant message and accepting it and acclimating to it? Or, are we just as duped as, whoever else may be watching it? Like, how are we impacted, or how do we play a role in that impact?
The thing is, I think it's more of an economical thing where the haves control the have-nots. And it doesn't matter where you fall in with it. They're trying to control the population, everybody. So if they could sit there and create a division between us on something as simple as skin color, just like they can with like the color of what you're wearing, they're going to do it. They're going to make that happen, or at least try to make that happen. So both sides get duped in that.
That makes perfect sense.
And the other thing that I was about to talk about was like all this, I don't know what to call it. It's hating. But it's kind of true what's being said. But like the Lucretias of the world. There ain't that many of them. There ain't that many of them.
You don't think so?
And motherfuckers have to. No, listen. Motherfuckers have to pay attention to what they're watching half the time. Everybody's talking about all these algorithms and everything, but yet your fucking ass doesn't understand that you're feeding into this shit, and that's what's sitting there making all these things pop up about Lucretia, and all these fucking other great black women don't get no time. And all of a sudden, everybody, just because you're wearing something a little bit fitted or skin tight as a female trying to be feminine, you're all of a sudden cast as that. And it's like, no. What are you looking at so much that makes the algorithm feed all of that?
Man, but here's the thing. Like, I just reset my Instagram, like cleared out, started, and I think what they do is they feed you shit based on, I think, your associates, right? And people send me things, so I know, and I look at the things that people send me, and they're funny. It may not necessarily be things that I go out and look out for myself. Like the thing, and my timeline does eventually get overrun with nonsense because it is what it is. Like, I've been trying to look for shit about dogs and farmland and shit like that. And eventually I get brought back to bitches fighting because Instagram knows that's what holds my attention. Or I'll do some shit and I'll take it and I'll walk away. My bad, let me get that thing cut out. And I'll walk away and and it'll be repeating. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, I gotta log back in. Give me just a second. Yeah, like and I'll all right, cool. And and it knows that's what's holding my attention. So it feeds me more of that nonsense, right? And like you said, you can get into that stuff, and that stuff can impact your opinion. And that's what happens. But people don't realize most people are not capable of even comprehending what the purpose of an algorithm and what's going on, right? A lot of people probably think it's still just completely random.
But the thing is, a lot of people know that the algorithms are out there and the algorithms are being fed, but they don't even realize that they're actually feeding the algorithm themselves. And that's why they're seeing so much of this or that. Because, like, what you're talking about with the dogs, I've been actually thinking up on dog videos for the last couple of years. So all of a sudden, a lot of times, I'm getting nailed with dog videos and all these type of things. Like, there was a time where they tried to, like, feed me horses and stuff, and it's like, no, I like dogs, not horses. I can't get horses around here.
Yeah, I'd be lost
but
in the sauce. They be getting my
this brings me to something that I heard from ex-CIA not too long ago. It was a couple of weeks ago or something. And they were saying that basically the algorithms are set to set people off.
Right, yeah.
And generally, they'll show you 4 of what you like and then 1 of what you don't like.
Right.
And it doesn't matter whether you hit on it or not. The fact that it's shown at you is firing people up. But eventually they do hit on it.
Right.
Apparently to this dude, these algorithms are smart enough to be able to pick the stupidest person of your opposition. So, like, say you're pro-Trump. Right. They'll find the stupidest anti-Trump person to show you in that 1/5.
Right.
Or if you're anti-Trump, they'll pick the stupidest pro-Trump person to show you as that 1/5. And that goes through for anything. I just use Trump as an example because he's a polarizing topic.
Right. That's I believe
because, like, even with dogs, they'll end up showing you things like about dogs being saved, and then all of a sudden something about killer dogs to try to trigger people.
That makes sense. You might be onto something that I'm thinking about, some of the things that's popped up. But it's and it makes sense because you know what, and that's how they get me. You're absolutely right, because I try to avoid the nonsense, and then something pops up, and it's like, I gotta say,
it's hard to resist,
and I gotta get on that motherfucker, and start typing, you stupid motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, how are you allowed on the internet? And 9 times out of 10, it's not even a video; it's the people in the comments. Because it's just like, oh, you stupid fuck. But the thing is, if you recognize, like, you get 2 people on the same page, say Instagram page, And go and look in the comment section. You're going to see two completely different things. But that's what I say. They are feeding us. And again, me knowing this, I still fall susceptible to it because it's designed so well that, hey, your friend sends you a funny video. Oh, they know what I like. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, cool. Accidentally, you don't even think about it. You just swipe up. Because how many times you've been sent a video and swiped up 4 or 5 videos before you're like, oh, I ain't even responded back to my friend who sent it. You know, and it's you done went down a rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they get you, right? Because you don't intend to, but it's like, that's why I cut my notifications off. But when I do fall into the rabbit holes, because I actually get on there and then it's a wrap, you know, checking notifications. But I believe it's terrible. It's evil. It's genius, but it's evil. It's evil genius.
And and like you're saying with the comments, like there's very few times that I'll leave a comment on something. Like, you know, they have those Lego videos,
right?
The so-called Iran Lego videos, where most of it was actually made over here in North America.
Right.
But there was one set where they started saying, oh, they lied to you about your history. They lied to you about this. And then there was one on Canada saying, Canada, they lied to you about the meaning of Canada or the history of Canada or some shit like that.
Right.
And then a bunch of people started arguing back saying, no, we knew about this in school. And like, they didn't teach us that shit in school.
Right.
So like I fired back at a couple of them. But I have this thing where it's like, if I have to fire at people, I'm not responding to any of their comments because it's just going to be something going on and on and on and long, and nobody's listening to nobody.
Right.
The most you'll get is somebody else being like, okay, you know what? The dude with the opposite opinion, he might be right on something. And it might trigger a thought on somebody else. But otherwise, you're just going back and forth with a ghost.
Oh, no, I'll be in that motherfucker trying to burn it down. Once I get mad, it's on. Because the thing is, like, most of my arguments, people don't, they just want to talk shit. Oh, you probably about 50. Like, because it'd be a lot of young, dumb motherfuckers. And then it'd be just a lot of little stupid shit. And it's just like, look, and 9 times out of 10, I'll either post my own little shit and if somebody comes say something dumb, then you attack me. That's how I feel. And it's really on. It's I want all the smoke. But sometimes people say shit so stupid.
And so they get you.
Yeah. That's how I bite. And that's like, sometimes people say shit so stupid, I might make a little snarky remark, and it really don't be that harsh. But if they amp it up after that, it's you took the bait. Now I'm looking at them, and I'm finna make it bad for you. Like, I'm not finna tap out. We finna go. And it's stupid, right? Because it doesn't change it. It doesn't improve it. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't even really make you feel good. It's just like, I know I'm smarter than this dumb motherfucker. Well, who cares? Like, what points are you getting? You know what I'm saying? So I feel you.
And now here's the other thing. Way back in the early 2000s or whenever it was, Zuckerberg said admitted that they were using bots on Facebook and everything, and everybody knows all these online things are using bots.
Right.
How do we know we're not arguing with bots?
And that's probably what it is. That's why I be so disrespectful.
And that's causing causing people to engage.
Right.
And then all we're doing is losing our time, which is the most valuable thing we have. And they're making money off of it.
What is it, that dead internet theory? Yeah, they said, like, I think they've actually admitted that, like, for the first time, internet usage has been surpassed, human usage has been surpassed by bots. So it's more bots on the internet at this point than humans anyway. So, yeah.
And that's admitted bots.
Right. That's crazy, bro.
Because think about all the shit that goes on that nobody ever really knows about until way after the fact. You might assume it, you might presume it, you might know it in your gut, but you don't know it as fact. And then until it's admitted or revealed somehow, then you know.
Right. Yeah. It's just like I say, it's a crazy world we live in. It's all, like I say, it's all working against you. You got to actively, plan against the things that they have designed to manipulate.
Yeah.
You know, and trap you. But you know, it just makes it more of an adventure. Keeps you on your toes. It's you know, it's a wild. Like I say, it's a wild world. Like, again, I get it. To me, power's overrated. Like, I don't want to know nothing about nobody. I don't want to control nobody. I could care less. I don't want to manage nobody. I don't want to be like, I don't want to do nothing. Just let me worry about me. But I understand why there is value in being powerful, especially if you're certain people, and why you would want to keep eyes on people. But You know,
the thing is, it's a certain level of power that actually is meaningful.
right.
The level of power that they offer to the average person isn't that level. The level that most of us could reach isn't that level. It's like it's not even billionaire level. It's the multi-billionaire level of power.
Well, yeah, at this point, especially when you got trillionaires in the mix.
Because like, right? Because like every sports team is owned by billionaires, if not companies, which is headed by a billionaire.
Right.
Most of them don't have the power to do what like a Musk could do.
That's true.
And after thinking his name, it just reminded me of that thing with that kid that just got shot. I thought his dad's name was Elmo for the longest time, the way Trump was talking. Anytime he said his name, I thought it was Elmo.
Terrible.
And like on that topic, I'm not ready to say it was or wasn't racist. Like that's still like that racism did not play into it because we don't know all the facts. It's only those kids left that really know it and will or will not tell it. But it could be a part where, like, part of the thing that I think is possible is that both sides were telling the truth about, oh, he was going to the boat, oh, he was going to stay to talk to the girl. Both things could be true. It depends on how it came down in the timeline. Right. And that girl could be the reason why guy's dead. Right. Because somebody else might have liked her, and all of a sudden it's like, that nigga ain't taking that girl away.
Right, that's what I was wondering, right? Because it made me think of Chappelle's show. I had sex with Katie too, man. But because her name was Katie, and so that shit had me dying laughing. I don't know why I thought that shit was so funny. But yeah, and it's unfortunate though. Yeah, that the young man lost his life.
And yeah, and even when it comes down to the way it's being handled right now, I can't completely say there's racism involved. Like it looks like it on the surface, but look at how a lot of cases when they don't press charges right away, they're sitting there building cases. They're saying they'll tell the public, yeah, there's no reason to believe this or to believe that, but they're still building cases. Right. So unless we have info coming directly from inside saying, yeah, no, it really is not being investigated. Like history tells its own story about what happens and what doesn't happen. But if every case is to be taken on its own, and even comparing it against other parts of history where it was 6 months later, then all of a sudden a load of charges come down on one or multiple people.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. It's
saying.
One of those things.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. People want swift justice. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you got to give it a little time. Sometimes it takes time for people to slip up. Sometimes it takes time for the truth to really be revealed. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just takes time to gather information. And so we all want to jump to a conclusion. We all want to feel a certain way. And again, even if it did happen, the motive behind it, like you said, might not have been race. It might have been envy. It could have been malice. It could have been whatever. But every time you have a situation where it's one white and it's a black, or there's races are intersecting, there's always that racism card is always thrown out there because it's good publicity. If I say something, oh, racist, black folks don't watch. If white people get cruise rate, they're going to be mad. They're going to see the deal, what's going on. Like again, and rightfully so. If it's not the truth, then it makes sense. But yeah, I think we just got to kind of let things unfold. I think this one's going to, because you got a lot of youth who can't shut up. They need for all this. They're eventually going to talk, and the truth is going to come out, right? Like it's all going to unfold. Yeah. It's all going to unravel, and it's. So what really happened, what really took place, will come to light.
And the thing is, with the history of race relations, you have to keep an open mind that there is the possibility of it. Like a lot of people would like to sweep it away and say, no, it wasn't. He was just one of the boys. It's like, he may very well have been, but you can't. It's just like any other investigation. You can't just write any reason off.
Right.
and discredit it or pin it until information actually comes out deep.
Yeah, that's true, and that's the thing. Like I said, people just got to learn how to establish patience, because.
Yeah.
But we've seen situations in the past where people felt one way, things seemed strong, it seemed like there was a legitimate case, and then, the justice system decided it may have been something else, and sometimes people feel neglected or overlooked, or maybe that things won't happen. So I can understand with this one, especially how it started out initially. How it seems to kind of the volleying of information going back and forth. Again, the prominent attorneys getting involved and, getting independent. The fact that you just say independent autopsy, people automatically think,
right,
negligence. Just, hey, I just want to get
something was wrong.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, I get an autopsy where it can't be tampered with. It might get the exact same results, but as soon as you say that, it triggers these thoughts in people like, oh, he went and got an independent. Yeah, they know they just like, and sometimes we have to just chill and let the things happen. So I agree with you on that. Just give it time.
Yeah. And the thing with autopsies too, like to anybody I talk to when somebody dies, I'm always like, get the autopsy done. Right. Get the autopsy done.
Right.
If something just does not feel right about it, here you can't really get independent autopsies like you can in the States. So I would advise in the States, if you could afford to get an independent autopsy, get that shit done.
Yeah. Well,
it'll clear your mind.
Is there like a law on it, or is it?
It's not allowed. They even try to make it seem that asking for an autopsy is not allowed, that it's not permitted within the system.
That's unfortunate.
And this is something I went through just a couple of years back.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. That's
and like basically somebody died. Dude did do drugs, not selling, using, and died in winter. He was outside on the street after getting apparently, I guess, the shit kicked out of him by some dealer who he accused of selling some weak shit or fake shit or something. And this is all word from around. Right? He didn't get to live to tell his story.
Right.
So we don't know what it is. So it was one of those things that when looking at it, some of the family was like, well, he did that stuff, so just don't ruffle no feathers, just leave it alone. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know that's why he died. It could have been something else. And part of me was even thinking hospital negligence too, because hospitals up here, I don't know about down there, but up here, they're just trying to cycle through people as fast as they can. They'll release somebody. You have a heart attack today, you need a quadruple bypass. Your insurance isn't covering it. Yeah, you're out tonight.
Well, I thought
unless they know they're getting that for sure money.
So you still got to have insurance in Canada. I thought insurance was, healthcare was free up in Canada.
Quality is something that never gets talked about. And like your basic healthcare is covered by the government, but it also depends on which province you live in. Different provinces have different rules. Some don't even have basics. And I can't speak for the majority of them or even name which ones that don't. I just remember hearing about it. I can only talk about the one I live in. And like some of your basic things, like just trying to think, like you get sick, you need to see a doctor. Yeah, that's covered. But basically it's what they deem as essential and necessary. So like it wasn't until recently dentistry got covered. Like eye care didn't get covered. So you want to get your license, you have to take an eye exam. You don't pass the eye exam, you have to get glasses. You have to pay for all of that, and that is medical.
Right.
And depending on how your vision is, that could actually be somewhat critical, or not critical, but close to it, like really important.
Right. That's wild. Okay.
And
That's a different perception.
like I had a friend that got some teeth pulled out, and he's walking around now with a crooked smile because he can't afford to put teeth back in.
So,
And he had to pay to get them pulled out too. So dental's really not even covered. If you have insurance through work or something like that, like your own private insurance, yeah, you'll get like a discounted rate at most things. And there's a chart that most of the insurance companies use that the citizens are not aware of or even allowed to see. You can ask them straight up, you're going for this procedure, how much of it's covered? And they'll say, well, maybe up to about this much. If you're lucky, they'll tell you that.
right.
You ask them what has to be done and that type of stuff, they're not telling you. And then after you have a procedure done, I'm trying to remember which thing, this was somebody that was supposed to go for a root canal. And then during that procedure, it was found out that no, the tooth isn't savable. It has to come out.
Right.
But because the procedure was done by a dentist and not a specific type of dentist, it was not covered.
That's crazy. I mean, that's interesting. That's how the game goes, man. I mean, across the board. But I would think that you guys just had it better. That's the way it would seem. But apparently, that is not the case. And yeah, it's wild, brother. The world is a wild place. It's a wild place.
And the thing is, if you look at people in like the poorer areas, you'll see it on their faces. Like you can just tell that they don't have good health. They don't have good anything.
Right. That's unfortunate, man. That's crazy. I mean, I guess it is what it is. But so I mean, y'all get taxed for that though, and then you still gotta pay for insurance. Like that's what blows my mind.
Right.
So wild, man. Can you just opt out of paying insurance tax and just get your own insurance? They don't got like that kind of deal going on. Like, hey, look, you guys are fucking me over anyway. You know?
That's tax evasion.
That's wild, bro.
I got hit with that.
That is crazy. Oh, forgot. But yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Well, any other thoughts, Mr. Dre, that you have on, about, like I say, being the only guy in the friend group, or different scenarios that you've been in? Anything else on your mind about that?
I guess you asked a question earlier about like if, I think it was about if girls' parents being racist makes them more likely to. I'd say yes and no. But it comes down to the individuals, because you're going to have people that it's like, well, they don't want me doing this, I'm going to do it anyways. And then you'll have people that's like, well, my daddy's going to kill him anyways, so I'm not going to do it. And then you have, like, especially now this younger generation, they're coming up, and it seems like they're really seeing race less as an issue between people. It might be as an identifier, as in who you are. So it's like you'd be the black friend with the dreads, and however tall you are and whatever, like it fits in the description, but in the way they treat you, it seems they don't even care about that shit no more.
I mean, that's a
But
good thing,
I
man, to
am
be able
sure there's still a lot to do.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, it's good if they can get past those initial barriers to start to see people for who they are. But I do think the internet is bringing a lot of rhetoric back. I think there's a lot of people who have agendas behind
Oh
each
yeah.
and every one of these cases, and firing these things up. So, like I say, man, it's people up to people to make their own decisions. But like I say, for the most part, I've always had good experiences dealing with other people, even if I was the minority, even in other minority groups. So. Like I say, I just think that you got people who want us to be a part. Like, even think about when the World Cup came, and people were coming, and
Right.
everybody was just talking about like how friendly all these other countries. Like, you hear all these things, you hear all this negative stuff about people that came to America. They loved it, had a great time. They were very friendly. They were, all kind of different things going on. Of course, I'm pretty sure these are wealthier people from these countries because they can afford to travel and come to the States and do all this stuff for the Cup. But still,
Definitely.
it's a different perspective than what you got. It's our all-seeing overlords who make us hate each other so that they can get their agendas and stuff pushed.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, man. It's a wild deal.
hmm So I remember, what was that, like 16, and this girl that I was seeing, her grandfather was driving around with a shotgun looking for me, and at that time I was in the burbs. It was before going back to the city, and she was scared, telling me to be careful and all that. And what the fuck this dude gonna do? Run up on me with a shotgun?
Man, I got a story, but I can't tell it. I got a story, but I can't tell it.
Statute of limitations.
I mean, yeah and no, but just it's more of a Discord conversation because it involves
Right.
knowing somebody's racist father as well. But it's funny how you meet people in positions in their lives and how they respond to you, and because of it's a crazy world we live in, right? It's just a crazy world we live in. But yeah, you just
Oh
never
shit,
know.
I forgot about this other girl. There was this other girl that I was talking to. Like, we liked each other, but then she was like, I have to let you know, my dad's in the KKK.
It would be a good thing to know up front.
For me, that was a. Sorry?
I said that's a good thing to know up front. Yeah, they say definitely don't want to pursue
Yeah.
that.
No, it is. But then I sit there and think about it, it's like, okay, that's a lot of problems coming.
Yeah, I mean, is it really worth it? Is it? I don't think it is. I don't think so.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't.
Well, this would be ET. Oh snap! I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Dre, I'm going to get ready to wind it down. But as always, sir, I appreciate you calling in. I forgot about the beans I had on the stove, and hopefully, I mean, they got a ways to go, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I just realized I've been up here for a while. I need to go check them. So, but I do appreciate you calling and sharing your thoughts. I've learned something about Canada. I learn something every time you call. I learned something else about Canada today that I didn't want to know. Like I said, I have in my mind, I have these visions that Canada is this cool place. He said the insurance got insurance. That's crazy. You got insurance, you have to pay extra insurance on top of it. That's wild.
And the thing is, if you ask the average Canadian, the things here, they'll feed your perceptions because they don't know any better.
Right.
Until they have to actually go through something, they don't know any better. So they repeat the same rhetoric that the government's spitting, that everybody else is saying about the place, and it's like the same thing about that they talk about with rednecks. Like, well, have you ever been outside of your neighborhood, outside of the country, type of thing?
Right.
You ever been anywhere? It's the same thing over here. The people that haven't been anywhere or just haven't been through anything in life, they really don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Absolutely right.
All right, so we hitting the Discord or what?
Yeah, I'm sliding Discord after
Not tonight.
Yeah, I'll probably hop in there for a little bit. Like I said, 'cause I still got to make the beans. Got a little ways to go. They're cooking slow, so I'm gonna go check them out, make sure they're good, and if everything is good, well, while it's cooking, I'm gonna hop in the Discord and chop it up. So yeah, like I say, y'all know.
All right.
It beat me.
Hey, J-Mel still there?
I don't know if Mel's still in here or not. The mailman.
No, I was just gonna say Greens Point.
They're very dangerous. But that's a BET. All right, Mr. Drake, man, I appreciate you calling and sharing your thoughts with me this evening.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Already. Shout out to Mr. Drake. I always appreciate when he calls in. So this is what we're finna do. I got, hopefully everything ain't on fire. I'm going to go check on some things and make sure everything is good. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. And I appreciate everybody. Some good calls tonight, right? From people. That's what I say. I know that it's relatable, like from people who have had that experience. So you see a lot of people going, don't let you. It's not like that. People love to fear monger. People love to send you these, people, again, fear travels faster than positivity. Just remember that when you see them, when you're looking, whatever you got going on. But with that being said, like I said, I will be in a voice chat. Beat me there, don't meet me there. I got to check on some stuff first. It'll probably be about 10 to 15 minutes. But with that being said, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. As always, I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves. I expect y'all to be here tomorrow. And as always, it is an honor, a privilege, and more than anything, it is truly my pleasure. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out the damn den. Up out the damn. Let me push a button.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.